I've gotten, feedback or accountability from different people and for various reasons, but we want to include them as well. So I'm starting a recording and I'm going to make this available to all of you. I'm Verdita Monk. Some of you may be new to our Power of Six Elite team simply because someone who's already part of it invited you. You're really excited about participating in it, and we're glad to have you. What we're doing on this call is to just bring information to you, to inspire you, to motivate you. We talked about last time on the call that you're going to have access to mentorship and leadership from some people that have done it before. And, one of the things that I know about being successful is to save yourself time. It's very important to have someone that's done it before so that you can just duplicate what they're doing. And so those are some of the things that you're going to experience tonight. So what I want to do is, first of all, familiarize some of you who may not have seen something called our game plan. It is the Power Six, as you may know. Let me find it. The Power Six is simply a duplicatable system that allows us to accelerate our comp plan. And that's the reason we're here, because all of us believe that, all of us have agreed, all of us want to get to this pretty fast. And so we went over a game plan that is recorded as well as this PowerPoint you're looking at. We went over a game plan that showed you exactly how to do that. I'm just going to highlight a couple of things in this game plan because I want you to get it from the very beginning, what it is that we're talking about. I'm not reading the whole thing. I'm just pointing out something. So in the game plan, this is going to help all of us to know exactly how we're going to execute this Power Six in record speed. In the game plan, we talked about attracting certain types of people and just being able to recognize those types of people. And you're going to hear from a person in a moment that exemplifies every single thing that's on this list. And what we said in the game plan is when we make our list, you want to, something just pull up on my screen. You want to focus on people just like yourself. Here's a description of people that more than likely describe you. These people have high energy and are outgoing. They have strong leadership skills. They have strong communication skills, and they're easy to talk to. They're fun to be around. They have an entrepreneurial spirit, and they are willing to take risks. They normally may have an MLM experience. If they have an MLM experience, that's going to be a plus. That's going to help you get through this faster. They normally are financially stable. When you're in a business, one of the things you don't want to have to be concerned about every single month, especially in this business right here, we have auto ship, is to have a person or have people on your team that can afford to maintain their business every month. So what we're talking about, once again, is business. And part of having business is being able to have inventory and to supply your inventory and to be financially stable. Sometimes, this is not all the time, but sometimes married people are more stable simply because they're in a relationship. They have goals and dreams together. Only reason I'm saying this is because one of my mentors told me that, to look out for married people because they indicate stability. Influential, normally they can get people to take action. Okay, so I want to introduce, now remember these skills, these qualities, and you can take a screenshot. You can have access to this PowerPoint. Whoever your upline is has that. They also have a recording of the game plan. So I'm not sending it out to everybody. I'm just saying to you that you have access to it. All you got to do is ask your upline and then give it to you. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to stop my share. And I'm going to ask Mr. Ernie Coney to come on and unmute yourself if you're able to, and as well share your screen. Ernie, can you unmute yourself? There you go. I see you unmute yourself. Can you share your screen? Ernie, can you say something so I can hear you? Ernie. Okay, I know he must be having technical difficulties because I see that he's unmuted himself. Let me see if I can ask to start video. Arnie, is it me? Or I can't hear the volume? Uh-oh.
No, we can't hear him either.
I got my volume up. Okay, thank you, Will. Ernie, I'm not sure what happened there. Ernie, do me a favor and just jump off the line, come back in, and I'll call you back later, okay? Can you do that? Just leave yeah, he's leaving the call and I'm gonna get him to come back later. I'm gonna move on to something else because you know, I don't want to waste time, but I want to you know, read something. I made some notes here, and it's just gonna be easy for me to remember what I wrote if I just read it. You probably heard of a term called success, love, speed. And what we talk about in the Power of Six is doing it fast. And one of the things that one of the tools that we encourage everybody to use to do it fast are the launch calls, three-way calls. So it just depends on your lifestyle, but highly recommend the launch calls. When we started out doing the Power Six, we had launch call, and it was a lot of momentum. Let me see if Ernie's back on. I don't see him.
You
There
don't
he
see
is.
me?
So let me make you a co-host again, Ernie. Let's try this again.
Okay, can you hear me?
Okay, I see you. Let me stop my video. Can you? Yeah, I see your video. Yes, I can. Let me stop my video.
Yeah, we can hear him
So
also,
can you
Super Dita.
show your video?
Yeah, we see him and we hear him.
Where did she go? She unmuted herself? Did you unmute
There you
yourself?
are, Ernie. I see you.
Yeah.
So, okay, Ernie, let me ask you this question.
Yes.
For the benefit of everybody on this call, let me just share with everybody a little bit about Ernie. I met Ernie at our family reunion. And right after, you know, he saw what my sister and I were presenting, he wanted to know how could he do what we were doing. And I immediately got him engaged, you know, exposed him to calls, you know, whatever, and information and stuff like that. And he was every step of the way, every single call it was about 2 or 3 calls I invited him to, all the information I gave him, he read it. But remember those qualities that I shared with you that exemplify the kind of person that you're looking for. Ernie, would you please share with these people what you do? I know you're retired now, but what you do as far as your daily activities, what is your life like? What kind of things do you do in your life?
Okay, I'm retired UPS, so time is one of those things that's one of my pet peeves. So I'm a board chairperson of an African mission. We build churches and schools over in Liberia, West Africa. And so I'm constantly on the phone with Africa, making sure projects are going like they should be going. And once a year, every 2 years, we go over to make sure that everything is going like it's supposed to. We have meetings once a month, and then we have committee meetings once a month. Past president at the time when I first started this, I was president of the Friends of the Johnson Branch Library, and we put on a literacy festival every year. That entails vendors and working with the city and this kind of thing. So I had to be at meetings and make sure everything is going smoothly, getting letters out, this kind of thing. So, and also I'm a deacon at my church, and I have a deacon's ward about maybe 200 people that I have to talk to and help with things. I'm also head of the Brotherhood, the men of the church, and we always have some kind of thing we're doing for people at the church or some kind of function that we're going to. I'm a grandfather. I'm a husband, and I'm constantly on the go. It's like I'm busier now than when I was working. And so it's one of those things where you got to set aside your time in order to make things happen. So that's what I do.
Okay. So Ernie, one more question. Would you describe yourself as busy or extremely busy, or what would you say?
Extremely busy. I try to cut out one day for myself a week, take my boat and go fishing just to unwind.
Okay, all right. So Ernie, one of the things I will say about Ernie, when he came in and literally, I mean, every time I talked to Ernie, he was going into a meeting. I think the first thing he told you that he did, he was the president of some organization. I asked him, how many hours do you spend with that? I thought he was going to say maybe 2 hours a week. He told me he has to spend 2 hours a day. What's that organization, Ernie?
That's the African Mission.
Okay.
African Mission.
Can you imagine having to spend 2 hours a day with just that one activity and then all those other things that he says? But I'm telling you, I promise you, he was always in and out of a meeting. But do you realize in Ernie's first 30 days, he brought on 13 people? Now, in the power of six, we say, you know, go ahead and get your 6 people within 10 days. That's because, you know, the power of 6 is based on 6. But, you know, and I didn't tell you, I haven't told you what he's done since his first 30 days. I'm just telling you what he did his first 30 days. Ernie is the example thank you so much, Ernie. I'm going to go back to the share screen. Okay. Thank you so much. You can stop your video. This now Ernie, you know, he's very modest, but look what it says right here. High energy. He has to be outgoing to be part of being presidents of this and that. Has strong leadership skills, strong communication skills, easy to talk to, entrepreneur, risk taker. He does have some MLM experience, but what he told me that he never really made any significant money. He tried a lot of different things, but the difference he says here is he has the right leadership and the right product. He's financially stable, married, influential. Would you say he's influential? He can get people to take action. That is why Ernie was able to do what he did, is because he exemplifies the kind of person we're looking for. Okay. And so I hope you realize how significant that is. Somebody please mute yourself.
And
Wait a
so her
minute.
social
I
media
can
has been
find the
going
person who's
ballistic.
talking.
So we're sending her patches.
Oh, Lord. I don't know who that is, but somebody needs to mute themselves. Okay, thank you. If you're talking in the back, let me see. Okay. If you're talking, please mute yourself. Thank you. Okay. Appreciate that. Because we are recording. That kind of gets me distracted. All right, so let's move on because I wanted to talk about the game plan. Let me just see how one. Now let me go back. I put a PowerPoint together so that I could okay. So now remember, in this power of 6, we're talking about 6 people that are the right 6 people. Where did I get that idea from? Because look at here, this is on Bill 331. This is exactly what the company is telling us to do. What we're trying to do is get 6 people and help those 6 people to go to director. That is the structure. Look at this. To be a director, you need 3 people on your left, 3 people on your right, and of course, you want to help at least 1 on each side to become a manager. And then what you want to do is duplicate this. So now let me go to the next slide. Remember this. This say for example, if this were you and you brought in your 6 people, you write their names all across the top here. And in the bottom right corner, write the date of their next auto ship. Write the date of their next auto ship simply because that if anything happens with your structure, let's say you are a director and all of a sudden, this month or next month or whatever, you're not director, you can look at this. Let's say this is October the 8th. You could probably look at these first few people and see if any of those people, maybe they, that's why you have to be on auto ship. You should know without a shadow of doubt, every single person that you've enrolled is on auto ship. I don't care if they have a maintenance pack. I don't care if they have a diamond pack. Those things expire. That's why you want to know when their next auto ship, so you don't have to be scrambling trying to figure it out. What we're trying to do is put a tight system together. We want to know unequivocally that we're going to maintain our rank from month to month. Under these 6 people that you personally enroll, you want to help them get their 6. That's what these 6 blocks mean here, because I didn't have enough room to do a structure like that. But what I highly recommend, and this is what I'm doing, let's take a person like a Lester Berry. Lester Berry's name is right here. I have a page just for him. All right. I also have the names of his 6 people, you see, but now I also have some of the people that these people have that are under him that are doing the Power of Six. We're not just looking for people that you enroll. We're looking for people that are on authorship, that are committed to duplicating. Because if we don't get people who are committed to duplicating, we're not going to make the money. We got to, that's what is very important. All right. So I just did one more to show you that your
Yeah.
goal is to to become a director and create 6 directors.
Hey, Vidita,
Become a director yourself. Yes.
we're unable to
Can you hear
see
me?
those slides that you're showing.
Oh, okay. Let me see. I thought I was showing them. Okay. Can you see it now? Can you
Yes.
see it now?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, sorry about that. Okay, let me go back because I want you, what I was sharing with you is our system, our company's comp plan. For you to get to director requires 6 people, 3 on your left, 3 on your right. Each one has to be silver, but one of those people have to upgrade to gold on your left and become a manager. Same thing on the right. That is where the idea of the Power of 6 came from, because that's basically the structure that's going to take you all the way to the top of the company. And that's why you need 6 people that you have personally enrolled that are focused and motivated so you can duplicate the system. I just was given an example that what you're trying to do is help 6 people or more, not stop at 6, but this is just to get you started. Those 6 people that you're relying on to always be active, always on recurring order, and that are duplicating, your goal is to help them get to director as fast as possible, hopefully within 30 days. Okay. Now, so now let me come out of that because I got a couple other things. So what I highly recommend is, once we got directors on our team right now, if you're a director, I highly recommend you once a week get together with the people that are on your team and you all be accountable to each other. Like, for example, the system we need to really embrace is, number one, do the launch calls. Yes, you want to continue to reach out to at least 3 people a day, and you want to follow up with those people. Be very intentional about following up with people, and then you can expose them to a recording that you have. I do that a lot. I expose people to a recording that I have, or if a call is coming up, or if it's a launch call. And so that's the way you expose a person to the information. But it's so, I mean, a lot of times when I'm talking to people, I will just send them a video because I want them to move fast. That I can still get them on an opportunity call, but I always have a call that I like to text somebody and ask them, can you look at this? And I'm going to be calling you back within 24 hours, something like that. Everybody got their own way of doing it, but the key is to be excited and to expose them to something and to follow up. Okay. So if you're a director on this team, I would make sure that everybody whether they're on the Power 6 or not, be accountable to your team. Make sure they're on authorship. And if they're not on authorship, normally that implies that they're a customer. That means they're not interested in building anyway, but also express the value of why they should be on authorship, because the whole purpose of using the product is to reverse aging. So you can't do that if you're not consistent. Now, let me talk about a subject that, that's what the Power 6 is about, doing it fast and being focused. So, when you are, I was about to say this earlier, there is a saying, you probably heard it, it's called success loves speed. See, when you do things fast, number one, it creates energy, it saves you time. See, that's our most valuable asset, is time. But if you do it slow, it's dragging out, and you're not going to make the money. If you do not get to that 3rd level, and let me share my screen again. If you don't get to that 3rd level or higher, you're going to start, feeling like you're not making any money. So let me go down here back to the game plan. Okay. Okay. Look at this matrix right here. And this matrix right here, it says that on your 1st level, those 6 people that are in your matrix, you can count on 924 points every single month because they're on 2 sleeves a month. That's the agreement we made, right? If you help those get to director, or the goal is to get their structure in place to be a director, means they've got to have 6 people just to get their structure in place, right? That means 36 more people on your second level. And if you add, they will generate 5,500 points. And you add those 2 levels together, you're at 6,400 points. You're almost, and your volume is almost at senior director. You go one more level. This is why this is so easy, because everybody is focusing their attention on 6 people. They're going after the right people. You will move a lot faster if you go around certain quality of people. I got to put my specs on because I've got to read something to you. I know all of you have heard of a book called Think and Grow Rich. Let me see if I can read this. Ooh, this small writing. Okay, listen to what Napoleon Hill says. Anybody who's been in network marketing knows Napoleon Hill, and you know this book called Think and Grow Rich. Let me tell you what he says. He says, those who reach decisions promptly and definitely know what they want and generally get it. The leaders in every walk of life decide quickly and firmly. That is the major reason why they are leaders. The world has the habit of making room for the man whose words and actions show that he knows where he is going. See, this is a roadmap, you guys. This is a roadmap. You know where you're going. All you need is to find 6 people that are like-minded like you. And guess what? You know that you're going to get 36 on that second level. Can you imagine if those 36 people felt the same way as you and they got their 6? Now you got 216 on your third level. Now you got 1,296 people on your fourth. It goes on down. And so this is what, let me show you where the money is. This is all auto ship money. This is all residual money, you guys. It is going to happen. I'm about to introduce you to someone that had way more people on his team than this, okay? And so what if we were 100% successful in reaching all those levels? It's going to happen one day, you guys. It showed you right here that is 8.6 million volume, right? But look what happens. If you were to divide that by 2, because there's half, let's just assume half of them on your left and half of them are on your right, because it's a binary. In the worst case scenario, you have to provide your own spillover, which means you would divide this 4.3 million by 660 points. That's the worst case scenario. And that's going to generate 6,531 cycles times $50 a cycle. That's 326,000 a month. This is 100. This if you were 100% successful. Now keep in mind, this is not all the money. This is not even the matching bonus. This is just binary money. Look at this. I know we do have a cap at 25,000 a week. I get that. But watch this. What if you were 50% successful? That means that you only got 3 people on your first level. You only got like what's 50, like 18 people on your second. You see what I'm saying? That means half of the people did what they were supposed to do. You're still looking at 163,000 a month. But even if you fail by 90% and we're only 10% successful, you're still looking at 30. This is you know, dividing, that's 10% of 4.3 is 431,000. That's still 32,000 a month. I know I focus on numbers and money and all this too much because I can't help it. I'm a numbers person, but I just want you to know you can't quit. You can't quit at the first and second level. That's not where the money is. The money is down here. Look at what happens if this took you a whole month to get your 6, and then they did the same thing, and they did the same thing, and they did the same thing. If you add these numbers right here, you're already senior presidential director. That took you 4 months, but it may happen faster because what I just read to you what Napoleon Hill said. People that know what they want normally get it. They get it. That's why they're leaders. This is why I feel in my heart that this is going to happen faster than a month. It's not going to take you a month to get your 6 people, because now it's at the forefront of your mind. And guess what? The law of attraction, you're going to start attracting people. I know I have. Okay, let me move on. So that's what the game plan is for the Power 6, just to let you know, hey, let's go after the right people. Let's do it fast. Remember, success loves speed. So what I want to do right here, I told you that we're going to have the opportunity to learn from some key people. I just told you a little bit about him a moment ago. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, this man had over 70,000 people. I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, but I know it's a whole lot of people in his organization in another company. So those, remember when we showed 46,000 people down? That's going to happen. Trust me. So I want to introduce to you an executive director on our team out of the Dallas, Texas area, who is a phenomenal trainer, very, very knowledgeable. I have so much respect for him and his wife, Mr. Lester Berry. You got the floor, Lester.
Hey, good evening, Vidita, and good evening, everyone. First of all, I just want to say thanks to you, Vidita, for giving me this opportunity and giving me this platform to share. And, you know, there are a lot of things that, you know, that comes to mind because, you know, when you venture into, you know, this industry of network marketing, you know, I can recall the times of being a part of trainings, and, you know, it was almost like, you know, and I'll tell you this quick story, and then I'll get into the information that I want to share. But I remember when I really first got engaged, and I had been involved with a few companies prior to, but I never really found my purpose as far as, you know, really wanting to make a career out of this industry of network marketing. And I remember being a part of being, you know, what we call the meeting after the meeting. And it was during those meetings that, you know, I really learned. I took a lot away. And yes, it was a sacrifice of time. It was a sacrifice of my time. It was a sacrifice of my time away from my family. And, you know, quite honestly, my wife kind of took issue with it. And she even made the comment, "You really need to go and get you a real job." You know, and you know, and that kind of set with me. You know, it stung a little bit, but it set with me. But I was, you know, here was the thing: I was committed. I was committed, and I had made up my mind that if these other guys and young ladies that I was seeing that was having the kind of success, and that, you know, when you take into consideration what Vidita is talking about, the numbers that are a part of the game plan here. You know, it's going to take some commitment on your part, and it's going to take some sacrifice on your part. But guess what? It can happen for you, but it's going to have to happen based on you making the commitment. You know, it's you know, one of the things that I remember that, you know, one of the trainers was saying about, you know, the approach that we take to this industry. You know, if we approach it casually and we build our business every now and then, you know, generally if you build this business casually, you're going to wind up a casualty. Okay. And if you work your business every now and then, you get a check every now and then. So, you know, I just want to kind of just share with you that, and to kind of end that story, you know, when my wife made the statement, I needed to go and find me a real job. But she just didn't have the vision that I had. You know, it's like Vidita said, I was the entrepreneur. I was the risk taker. You know, she wanted something solid. She wanted a job. And we finally had to really learn and appreciate each other's differences. You know, and those were the things that we loved about each other and still love about each other today. You know, but probably within 6 months of her making that statement, you know, the income began to increase. And I remember it was less than 6 months that I got the first check came for a little over $20,000. Yes, I didn't stutter. You heard me. A little over $20,000. That was the first time in this industry that I had earned $20,000. And I gave her the pleasure of opening that check, because that was back in the day, before all this technology that we have. And I remember receiving the check. I knew what the check was because I had already looked at my back office, but we would receive physical checks. And I received the check and I handed it to her, and I let her open that check. And she saw the amount of the check and was just absolutely blown away. And you know what she said? Well, I know you don't. But she said, we sure made a good decision. We made a good decision. Okay. Well, listen, ladies and gentlemen, I just wanted to share that with you and just let you know that, you know, those of you that are making the sacrifice, it's worth it. Those of you that are taking time away from your family, and hopefully you're not taking, you know, all of the quality time away from your family, but, you know, it really, as you begin to have some success with this business, if you're working it, you know, more, really even part-time, because we all are working this business part-time. You know, even with the success that I'm having, you know, I'm still working the business part-time, okay? So what I want to, you know, encourage you to do is just stay committed, stay focused, you know, continue to do something to build your business each and every day. You know, the system that we have and you know, the Bill 331, you know, don't make your minimums your maximums. You know, some days, you know, I'll talk to more than 3 people, and some days I may only talk to 2. You know, but I'm doing something in my business each and every day. Okay. Here's the subject that I want to talk about this evening is something that, you know, you may think this is kind of irrelevant, but I think this is very important that and hopefully you walk away from this, you know, with a better understanding of this industry that we're involved with. You know, is how to effectively tell your story, how to effectively tell your story, you know, because this is very important because, you know, even, and this relates to not only when you're talking to someone one-on-one, not only when you're talking to someone on a 3-way call, not only if you're talking to someone on the lunch calls that we do, but even on the Zoom presentations. Imagine this, okay? As I go into and I talk about this, you know, and this is not to knock anyone. This is just, how can we become more effective? You know, how can we become more effective and impact more people as we go through and we build, you know, we build our businesses. How to effectively tell your story. There are 4 points as far as this particular plan. Okay, give me just 1 second here. How to effectively tell your story. Here are the 4 points. First and foremost, you want to create your own story. Every brand partner needs to create his or her own story. And if you're, you know, not familiar with what I'm talking about, you know, me talking about a story sounds foreign to you. We're talking about your testimonial. You need to have a product testimonial. You know, what the product has done for you. You know, it's kind of hard to translate the feeling that you have for this X39 or any of the other products that we have in our product line, as far as that's concerned, if you have not tried the product yourself. You know, if you have not worn that X39 and been consistent with it, wearing it each and every day, 12 hours, take it off, 12 hours, rest and repair. And you hear that each and every time that we do the presentation, okay? If you've not done that and someone asks you, well, tell me about your results, you know, and if you begin to answer that question with that is not the correct answer. Is not the answer. What you just given them a message of is that you're not consistently using the product. All right. Let me go through this because I know I'm on the clock. But you want to develop a product testimonial. You want to develop a lifestyle testimonial. And also you want to develop a testimonial relating to money and income. You know, I put a footnote here that you want to also be compliant, because as we go through, we're going through this transition. You know, you don't want to make any medical claims, no claims of any cures of any type, especially if it's anything that is going out on social media, and no income claims for sure, because we're not wanting to get caught up in doing what is called enticement. All right. How to effectively tell your story. Again, write it down. Number 2, write it down and include. Here are several points that you want to include. First of all, you want to give your name, where you live, your background or occupation. Okay. And then give your product a lifestyle or money story. Okay. Include it in that. Like I said, you want to write this down and you want to include, again, your name, where you live, your background, your occupation, your product, lifestyle, and money story. Here we go. Practice this, drill, and rehearse. Practice, drill, and rehearse. Practice the words that you have written down until you can cover every point in 30 to 60 seconds. Wow, Lester, you mean I got to tell my testimonial? You know, I got to tell, you know, I can't tell my testimonial in 30 to 60 seconds, because I got to tell everybody about how it all occurred, what all happened, all this. Ladies and gentlemen, here's what we're talking about. Look up at the title, How to Effectively Tell Your Story. Imagine you're doing a lunch call, you're doing a Zoom call, and rather than 2 people giving a testimonial and taking up 10, 12, 14, 15 minutes, that if everybody's testimonial was less than 60 seconds or less, imagine how many people's testimonial we would be able to impact the guest with. And all of this is a part of relating. See, because if a person that's having a pain in their neck, and I'm not talking about a spouse, I'm talking about they got an actual discomfort, if you will, in a major discomfort in their neck, and they hear a testimonial of someone that have experienced that and no longer is experiencing that as a result of wearing the patch. Okay, so that's someone that can relate. If someone is having lower back pain, if someone is having a pain in the foot, if someone has have had an issue with their sight, if someone has had an issue where they have more energy, I think you all get the point. But if we can hear 5, 6, 7 testimonials during that same allocated time, wow. Okay, it doesn't have to be a person's life story, but all of this can be shared in 30 to 60 seconds. I'm gonna give you an example here just in a few minutes. Your money story, you want to convert your money stories into your lifestyle story. Why would someone who's already earning $10,000 a month want to join your business? Because of the lifestyle. You know, a lot of people that are earning $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 and $40,000 a month, they don't have time freedom. But it's because of the lifestyle that you're experiencing, the lifestyle that you have begun to experience as a result of your business. Okay? The lifestyle, the travel, the places that you're going. You know, I used to kind of jokingly say that, you know, when the money started coming in, you're able to change some things. And we had small kids at the time. Our boys was young, and and it was true. The money come in, you'll be able to change the outfits that your kids go to school in. That was real for us. Rather than shopping at the thrift store, we was able to go to Macy's, Nordstrom's. You see what I'm saying? Okay, all because of the lifestyle. Not fighting the traffic is lifestyle. Being home with your kids or your family, spending time with your family is lifestyle. Doing work that brings you satisfaction, yes, this is lifestyle. Wake up after you're finished sleeping. Wake it up after you finish sleeping. Imagine telling someone, this is what you began to experience. Waking up after you finish sleeping. I remember one of my business partners used to say breakfast tastes wonderful at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Lifestyle, okay? Instead of earning $500 in your home-based business, ask yourself, what am I doing with the $500? And I'm just using $500 as an example. If your answer is that you're buying back some of your time, that's lifestyle. The ability to retire at 55 instead of retiring at 65, that's lifestyle. We're talking about, people being able to, build their businesses. Vidita already referenced it, success, love, speed, but the ability to do these things is going to, yes, take a commitment on your part. Yes, it's going to take some sacrifices on your part. But these are the lifestyle benefits that you're going to begin to experience. All right. What sounds more impressive? I earn $1,000 a month in my home-based business, or with the extra, or I earn $1,000 a week. Okay, you can put in the numbers, but with the extra money our business provides, we're able to take another 2-week dream vacation in the middle of February to Aruba. Wow, lifestyle. You want to take the time to prepare both your product and your lifestyle stories. Write them down and practice them until you know them like you know your name. I'm telling you, you want to grow to the next level. These are some of the things that we're going to have to do. We're going to have to grow to the next level. All right. And these are the things that will help us do that. Keep your story to 30 to 60 seconds. Your goal is to relate to as many people that we invite to our calls. See, because it's my responsibility as a presenter, okay, when I'm presenting, that I've got to do my best job, because you've invited your guest on there. You've trusted me to present this information, in the best way that is going to help you to close your guest. That's my responsibility. Every time I come on one of these calls, that's the responsibility that I've taken on. So our goal is to relate to as many people as possible. So if we're able to relate and through the testimonials, it gets to the point where, we're relating to more people. Include your name, your location, your background, how you were introduced to the business, why you decided to become a brand partner, and what the business has done for you or is doing for you. Remember, relate. Okay, I know Vidita just came on, so my time is about up. All right. Here's an example of a story. And this quite honestly is a little lengthy, but you can time me. But my name is Lester Berry. My wife, Gina, and I live in Dallas, Texas, and we have 2 adult sons, Justin and Jordan. Prior to becoming a brand partner with LifeWave, I worked as a territory sales manager with a hair products manufacturer, then as an advertising account manager with Bell South. Then I became a business owner and became self-employed. You know, time passed and I was introduced to X39 by my very good friend, and I tried the X39 for a major discomfort in my neck resulting from an automobile accident, and in just 3 days, my neck felt like new. We got involved and used the system that they taught us while working the business on just a part-time basis. Today, just over 1 year later, this business has enabled my wife and I to have vacations in Miami, in Houston, in Detroit, and Tampa. And I still only work this business part-time. I guess you could say that getting involved with this business continues to be one of the best decisions we ever made. I hope you all time me, because that came out to about 47 seconds. Okay, this story. Now here's the bottom line. This story relates to, you know, people that you might know. It might trigger people to say, I know somebody in Dallas, or I live in Dallas. People that are married, like Vidita just mentioned. People that have children. People that family, with family, white collar workers, salespersons, managers, advertising executives, hairstylists, small business owners, people that are self-employed. There's a system, and here's a key. This is huge. People want to know that there's a system that they can follow. They want to be able to follow the yellow brick road, as I call it. They can do this part-time. They can have extra income coming in. They can travel. They can experience vacations. This was the right decision and time freedom. And ladies and gentlemen, you know, if you get nothing else out of this, you know, the thing that I want to really stress the very most, facts tells, story sells. That's my time. Vidita, back to you.
All right. Well, thank you, Lester. Thank you so much for that powerful information. I told you all we would be benefiting every single week from people like Lester. I especially like that last part. It just dawned on me when you said all this, that when you tell your story, there are certain things that you're saying that people are able to relate to intuitively. So thanks for bringing that up for us, Lester. And I want to just talk about something really quickly. And this is what we all should be doing. What I was doing this week, you know, we're trying to, you know, reach down in our organization and find out who wants to do this. You know, we don't want to leave anybody out, but we want to get to the right people. There are some quality people in your organization. You just got to get to it. I mean, I've had calls with people like Eric McQueen this week. I've had calls with, you know, other people. I'm forgetting all the different names, but different people in our organization that, you know, they're raising their hand. They're wanting to do this, but the way you get to this is a technique called tap rooting. You look at the volume that's coming in on your organization. You say this volume came from somewhere, and that's why I want to bring on another person that you heard him last week. He's our, you know, one of our co-hosts for this call. And he could just, if you could just really quickly, Z, because we're running out of time. You got 7 more minutes for this call. Z Kendricks, he just hit the executive director level. So this system is working, you all. And the tap rooting for sure is working. Z Kendrick, newly promoted executive director. Can you come on?
Congratulations, Z.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you very much, Lester. Well, you know, it is certainly my pleasure to be on this Zoom training call tonight. Lester, I got 3 pages of notes. Thank you very much for that information. You know, one of the things I say all the time to everybody, you never know what's going to be presented on any format, training, overview or not. So always have a notepad and pen available because that information is priceless. And when you start really putting a monetary value on the training that we're really getting from all of our leaders, you know, you couldn't afford it. You know what I mean? It's just, you know, if you can imagine having the ability to sit down with Barack Obama just for 15 minutes, you know what you're going to get out of that. You know what I mean? Imagine sitting down for 5 minutes with Oprah Winfrey. You know, you got to really value your leadership and understand that there's some real good nuggets available to you to really help you nod and push your business to the next level. I know we're running out of time. What we've been doing over the last probably 3 weeks or so, as Verdita's mentioned earlier, is tap rooting, you know, finding out who are the people in your organization that are currently producing, who in your organization have the characteristics of leadership. You see, I really think that most people who make a decision to do this want more. And what happens in a short period of time, that want is not really fed the way it needs to be fed, because a lot of us, we expect things to happen right away. And this is not one of those scenarios where the moment you say, yes, I'm in, and you app up, things are going to fall in play. What makes us so special that we can make a decision to change our lives and everyone's going to fall in play? You know, Lester mentioned something a minute ago that really struck a nerve with me about his wife. my family think I've been crazy for 30 some years, because, you know, I just learned not to really care about their opinion, because I can't go to them to borrow anything. You know what I mean? So most people can't get past that. They can't really handle that type of rejection. And what I try to do often is tell my people, look, expect people to reject your conversation. It's just part of what you're going to run into. And it's not so much what you say, but how many times you say it, okay? And once you can get to a place where you begin to hear the same rejection or same comment, when it makes a full circle, you know there's nothing else left that they're going to say to you. It's going to throw you off because you heard it all. But you have to be non-negotiable in your commitment to your decision. And once you are non-negotiable, then that's when you're going to really begin to see some results. I often tell a story about, and some of you guys not this old, but when I was young, we used to make homemade ice cream. And every major holiday in Louisiana, my parents made homemade ice cream, you know, and when they took out the eggnog and start putting all the ingredients on the stove, I kept thinking, oh yeah, it's going to be good in a few minutes, right? And so once they got the ingredients all ready, they poured in this wooden box, and they put this little crank on top of it, fill it with ice, right, and put the dry salt around it, and then now it's the matter of, you know, everyone takes turn cranking, right? And of course, a lot of times your arm wear out. I mean, so when people take turn, okay, next man up, you know. And so in the beginning, that crank is relatively easy, you know, there's nothing happening. But after 20 minutes or so, 30 minutes or an hour, that crank begins a little stiff. And you know, the stiffer it gets, you're getting close to having what? Your reward. Well, this business is sort of similar to that. You know, it takes a lot to really put it in play to get it to work. And you have to go through those numbers to really make sure you understand how to reach your ultimate goal. But start looking around in your organization, go down, you know, do the binary search, or, you know, and just see who's there. You know, you see someone down there that's been working, 2 or 3 people, put them in the search bar and find out who they are and where they're from. And, you know, and there are also ways that you can find phone numbers in your back office. You know, it's not difficult for you to find people and just give them a call and say, hey, my name is Zeke Kendrick. I'm part of your leadership team, and I saw the production that you've been generating. And I just really wanted you to know that we're here to help you get this thing done. Are you needing any help? And you'll be shocked how everyone will probably tell you yes. You know, some folks are really good at recruiting and they can't do anything after they recruit. They don't know what to do. Every Monday night, I host a quick start training for all of our new brand partners every Monday. I never miss it. I don't care how bad my day going or how busy I am. I will be on that Zoom every Monday night for my brand partners. Why? Because I know how important it is for you guys to come out of the gate running in the right direction. And oftentimes we go in the wrong direction and we got to pull you back because what you're doing is not duplicatable. The whole purpose of having a system is to teach you that if everyone's following the same system, then we're all going to have success. It's not about who wins the race. It's about how many people can finish the race. You know, our ultimate goal by 2024 is to have no less than 24 people at SPD in our national organization. I know we can do that. I know on this screen right now that there's got to be at least a good 5 or 10 of you all who's going to hit the top position. A lot of you guys on this Zoom, you're not gonna last because you can't stay focused long enough to reach your goal. It's not because the system doesn't work. It's just because you don't want to get uncomfortable. But you've got to understand it's time for us to get really, really uncomfortable. You got to stretch yourself. You gotta go for things. You got to set goals, reach your goals. I mean, take action. There's a lot to be done in a short period of time, but it all starts with you. And when you're looking for a Lester Bear, when you're looking for a Vadita Monk, you got to become a different person yourself to attract those people to your conversation. You can't just walk up to a Vadita Monk and just think you're going to pique her interest and move her into action. That's not how it goes. You got to have that confidence about yourself. You got to have that tone, that posture. You know what I mean? And all that comes with you making commitment to yourself. And once you're committed, you know, and you're non-negotiable, trust me, nobody can shake you. Oh, you're going to have success. This patch is absolutely ridiculous. I've never been involved in anything in our industry with a product as strong as this patch that we have. And we got a patent on this patch. So if you let the patch do the work, you will have success. You really will. But I just want to encourage you guys to stay focused, put your heads down. Don't worry about what's going on around you. Make some noise and people want to find out what's going on. Trust me, it's a numbers game. It's not what you say, but how many times you say it. Back to you, Vadita. I don't want to talk too long tonight.
Well, thank you so much, Mr. Z. I appreciate you getting on. I know you had some things you're working on with your family, so I appreciate you making the sacrifice. If y'all would just give me 3 more minutes, because we went a little over, but it's a couple of things I need to cover. Number one, don't forget tomorrow night, let's just like we did last night. What we're going to do, you guys, we're going to continue to do this accountability call every Wednesday, but this Thursday and next Thursday, so we will have last Thursday, tomorrow, and the following Thursday, that we're going to have 3 recorded accountability calls. We want you to use those as a tool to share with people. We have so many calls all week. We have, Steve and Gina do a call on Monday and Wednesday, and then Friday at noon. We have the Tuesday and Thursday call on this line that you're on right now. We have recorded calls. I want you to use the recorded call from tomorrow night and the one last week, and then the one next Thursday, because we're speaking a certain kind of language, because we're going after certain kind of people. And this way we won't keep you tied up so much every single week. But the activity is going to serve its purpose anyway. But I also, so definitely this same line tomorrow night at 8 o'clock, we'll send out a text. But tomorrow, if you have a powerful testimony, please do me a favor, reach up to your upline and please forward, those testimonies to me. I hope I have the one that I'm, have asked this person in advance for tomorrow, but I would love to have 3 powerful testimonies tomorrow and not have to search through the organization to find them. I want to say 2 more things. I want to encourage everybody, just do it, whatever book you want to read, please. Read 15 minutes a day. 15 minutes goes real fast. Let me show you why. I'm going to read something Here's another book. I'm telling you why you want to read, because it expands your mind. The Science of Getting Rich by Wallace Wattles. One of the things he said here is he's talking about staying positive. Z was talking about how people criticize him, or his wife or family think he's crazy. Lester said the same thing. But in this book, The Science of Getting Rich, one of the things he says, the moment you permit your mind to dwell with dissatisfaction upon things as they are, you begin to lose ground. In other words, if your business is not growing at the pace that you wanted to grow, you can't absorb that and be dissatisfied. You have to focus on what you're going for. That's why we have that power 6. You know what's going to happen if you keep going. Don't let that I always say to people, don't even let any negative energy take any space in your mind. Don't focus on anything negative, because it'll slow you down. And he says here, you have to start all over again on whatever you're doing if you let that. The second book that I want to read something from real quick, it's called Creating Affluence by Deepak Chopra. He says in his book, the A to Z steps to a richer lifestyle. I can read this without my glasses. Okay. He says, I stands for the power of unbending intent or intention. It is, oh gosh, I do need to put my glass on. It is to make an unchangeable decision from which it is impossible to go back. It is single-mindedness of purpose. It is a well-defined purpose, not countermanded by any other conflicting desires or interests. In order to acquire wealth, or for that matter, anything in the physical universe, you must intend it, make a decision to go for it. The decision is unchangeable with the fixity of purpose, not countermanded by anything. The universe handles the details, organizes and orchestrates opportunities. You have simply to be alert to these opportunities. You guys, we just have to focus. We have to be intentional. That's what I like about working alongside a Lester Berry, a Z Kendrick, Erica McQueen, a Juanita Craft, a Robin Clark, a Patrick Tingling, and all the other people, Colleen Garden, all these different people that are on this call. We appreciate you. We feel your energy, and we want to pour into you as much as we can. We want you to support Monique Dotson and Marilyn Brooks. These people are on a call right now. We appreciate all of you. Help us make us successful. Help us make us all successful. Let's focus. Let's go get it. Let's win those trips to the Greek Isles as well as Bora Bora. I know I'm trying to go to Bora Bora, y'all. So let's do it. We'll see y'all tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on this same line. Thank you all and have a wonderful day, and see you all at the top. Good night.